Hey guys, this is GamerCat. Long time no see, I guess, for most people YouTube-wise, because let's face it, I haven't done anything YouTube-wise in quite some time. I have done stream highlights and stuff recently, not even recently, unfortunately, we'll get to that in a sec, but yeah, I've done stream highlights and stuff in the somewhat recent times, but nothing like actual YouTube videos, and well, I kinda need to backpedal a little bit and do some YouTube stuff, because unfortunately where I'm currently living, we just moved about 3 weeks ago, and unfortunately where I'm living does not have the bandwidth speed to support any form of streaming. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. Hopefully we'll be able to get like an engineer or something to check it out at some point, but for now, that's not really on the cards. So I need to do something this way whilst I'm looking for places to be, because yeah, that's a story for another time, I suppose, but I shall be looking for ways around this. But I've been looking to get into Gen 6 battles for a long ass time now. I've done multis a lot when I was able to stream, especially with a dude on Twitch known as Mr. Bear Gaming. He's pretty freaking cool, but unfortunately his capture card is broken at the moment, so heck yeah, you know, neither of us can stream. Well, Pokemon at least, which is fantastic. Not really, but you know. And so I reckon what I really should do is I should try and get back into doing some recorded battle stuff, because I have like 10 teams or something I've made at this point, at the time of this recording, most of which are terrible, but that's because I've not played Gen 6 at all, and I don't really want to play Showdown, so yeah, there is that. But I kind of want to try and do some YouTube matches. I'll probably be pulling them from Twitter and from friends and stuff when I do get them sorted, but I'm out of practice, of course. I've not done offline recorded videos in about 2.5 years now, I think. Maybe not quite that long, but around about the 2-year sort of mark is what we're looking at this point, and I haven't done Pokemon battle video stuff in about 5 or 6. I can't even remember at this point when the end of Gen 4 was, because that was when we were sort of ending our battle streaks that way. So, to that extent, I would like to have some sort of practice, I suppose, for lack of a better word. And, well, this is as good a video to put up as any. It's as good a match to do as any for it. So, I have successfully done a 200 win streak in the Battle Maison in both X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire now. Different formats though. I have done X and Y in singles, which was one of my first feats there. It's what got me partnered on Twitch, actually, pretty much. And triples is the format which I've done this time, because I actually find triples is fairly straightforward with this team I have here. Quick sort of background into the team. It's a very, very basic setup. It's extremely offensive and more or less designed to abuse mechanics and triples, in the sense of spread attacks are exceptional. I think you have a bit more of a punishment on them compared to doubles. Like, I think if you hit 3 targets, it's something about 66%. I need to look it up. I haven't actually really looked up the mechanics of it. I know Light Screen Reflect are weakened in triples, but, you know, again. But, yeah, the spread attack stuff from Omega, like Gardevoir, is still exceptionally powerful. There aren't too many things that you can hit neutrally with a Hyper Voice that don't get two-shotted. And even some less bulky resists get two-shotted. It's pretty awesome. So it's basically Mega Gardevoir in the center with 2 fake-out leads either side of them. Very fast fake-outs at that, so that they can get their damage off and basically stop the opponent from attacking you as much as possible. Weavile is focus sashed because Weavile tends to get hit by fighting attacks a lot, and that kind of sucks. But yeah, Weavile just gets one shot a little bit more than Infernape. I'd like focus sashes on both, but you can only have one item per thing because item clause. So instead I put the Muscle Band on Infernape. Used to have a normal gem on there because I was running Acrobatics at one point. Didn't really make a difference, so yeah, it's a standard Iron Fist, like Thunder Punch thing at this point. Weavile also has some pretty strong attacks in Knockoff and Icicle Crash, which is pretty good. And from there, it's basically hitting any side of the field and having one priority tank to deal with stuff. So Scizor is Assault Vested, it tends to be the thing that replaces Gardevoir if it dies, because priority can then hit anywhere on the field and Assault Vest gives it survivability against everything that's not a fire type. But you know, that's Scizor in a nutshell. I have other things to take those on. And then Life Orb Latios with Dragon Pulse instead of Draco Meteor allows me to hit anywhere on the field. Pulse and Aura moves, and as well as flying attacks, can hit anywhere on the field in triples. Normally you can only hit the things which are adjacent to you. So if you're on the far right hand side of the field, you cannot attack the opponent's left hand Pokemon. But if you use a Pokemon that has an Aura move, like Aura Sphere, or a Pulse move, like Water Pulse or Dark Pulse, or Dragon Pulse of course, then you can hit everywhere, which is why Chloritza is a really good member of the team. Citrus Berry, or in this case Expert Belt, is what I'm running for it, but Citrus Berry is pretty good too. It can usually tank one hit and go from there. But yeah, it's basically designed to be able to hit anywhere on the field, and it can be kept safe from stuff like grass Pokemon by being on the opposite end of the field too. It is a max speed one though, because Latios also has Tailwind in case of very fast threats coming out, like Aerodactyl, which is a pretty big pain to deal with, so there is that. So this game, I was put in a very sort of bad position within this, and well, let's just go in and, you know, see why. We've seen their team enough anyway. So breeders always have only starter teams, and right away we have Delphox on the wrong side of the field. If it was facing Weavile, then I could Knockoff kill it, which is fine. I didn't actually know that Charizard could have Choice Scarf in the Maison, so I actually don't go for a Fake Out against it. I go for a Fake Out on Delphox and a Low Kick on Empoleon, going for the weakness. Unfortunately, the Charizard is kinda Choice Scarf, and it locks itself into Heat Wave, so it's basically copying my strategy but differently. Yeah, this hurt a lot, because not only did it hit everyone, it got a burn on Weavile, like turn 1 burn, and that really kind of decimated anything that Weavile could do. That really sucks. So I do at least get a Psychic off against it, so I can kill it in 2 turns, and Delphox can't get a Psychic off against Infernape, which is fine. And I didn't actually see that yawn. I was too busy going, holy crap, that's a Choice Scarf Charizard, I have to get rid of it right now. I didn't actually see the yawn when I was playing. Obviously Delphox Psychic is going to wipe out Infernape. I want to save Infernape for later because it's pretty good in these matchups. It can hit everything basically, so that's fine. And Empoleon reveals the Aqua Jet, which is interesting. Probably some sort of physical Defiant based Empoleon, and that Heat Wave hurts like a bitch and burns my Gardevoir. Probably didn't matter too much, but it definitely stings, because Gardevoir's gonna get itself killed now by the Aqua Jet next turn, and that's annoying, but at least it managed to take out Charizard. This is the one case, by the way, Hyper Voice really didn't work here because all 3 of the opposing leads resisted it. So sometimes you've just got to kind of differentiate your strategy a bit there. Anyway, ignoring the Empoleon, I guess, I kind of go back out to Infernape here, and Samurott comes in the middle. Not exactly what I wanted to see. It also reveals the Aqua Jet, which kills off Serenity, of course. And then, well, the way the AI works is that Empoleon was also Aqua Jetting against my Gardevoir. I could have gone for the Protect, but honestly, it wouldn't have mattered, because it would have died to burn anyway. I guess it could have blocked that attack on Infernape there, so maybe it did matter a little bit, I don't know. Anyway, Delphox is a Bataya Berry, that's whatever. It survived the Dragon Pulse, kinda lame. Empoleon lives this close combat. That's a Muscle Band boosted close combat from Infernape, and Empoleon wasn't even quite at full health. and it just tanked that, and I was like, fuck. Delphox kind of doesn't really do much here. It actually doesn't get the kill on Latios with that +1 round there. Just kind of weird to even have it. So I spent a long time thinking how the hell I'm going to get myself out of this situation. Like, come on, 3 turns in and I'm basically 2-5 down. I decide to save Infernape and bring out my Chloritza because I know it's going to be the target of at least one Aqua Jet this turn, and I needed Infernape to fake out the right hand side of the field at some point later on. Bullet Punch is going to be enough to kill the Delphox, which is good because, well, obviously Delphox would have just flamethrowered my my Scizor there, and Aqua Jet predictably does no damage from the Empoleon, so that is good. So Infernape comes back out, and the right hand side is actually Typhlosion, so this is where Chloritza is going to come in handy, because if I had another water type, then I wouldn't be able to actually survive this here. So I knew I was going to go down to the Aqua Jet, but I needed to flinch the Typhlosion because Scizor was a lot more important than Infernape at the rest of this match. I'm down to my last 2 Pokemon now, so a 20 odd health Infernape was not going to do anything. But the combination of Fake Out to stop a fire attack against Scizor plus the Water Pulse coming from the opposite side of the field actually let me kill Typhlosion no problem. And apparently that Samurott was using a Custard Berry, so that's a thing. Also, the Yawn made me kind of go, you know, like, well, shit for a sec there. This Superior's Gastro Acid is really weird. My Scizor obviously does rely quite a bit on having Technician around, and it's gonna make this Superior survive a Bug Bite. Granted, it's unboosted, and Superior's defenses are reasonable, but I was a little bit surprised that it still lived this. Also kind of frustrated at the same time, but hey, that's what happens. So, Chloris is gonna go to sleep at the end of this turn, and Superior's Lumberry doesn't get to do anything to that, obviously, because it was Scizor that ate it. But Superior can't actually attack me because I'm killing it with Bullet Punch. I probably could have left it on the field and I could have just gone for the Bug Bite on the more threatening Samurott. But at the same time, if I did that, then Superior may have ended up somehow finding itself against Chloritza, I don't know. I went for the Bullet Punch just to get some extra damage off. I was expecting to get Aqua Jet killed here, but I guess it maybe wouldn't have killed, so they just went for the Waterfall. So Samurott was faster than Scizor anyway, so that's fine. But I've been asleep for 2 turns now, and I end up waking up now, which is good, and Dragon Pulse is enough to finish the game. So, a lot of creative thinking in the middle of that, especially being as good as 2-5 down and, you know, 3 turns in, with 2 priority users on the enemy field. Not exactly an easy situation, but we survived somehow, and well, my current streak is 225, so I basically just go back to this setup whenever I need to grind for BP for my endless tutor move and other stuff needing. I'm probably gonna try and get enough, if I could get enough leftovers, I might try and get enough items just to completely fuel my teams without having to change them up, because that'd be kinda cool. But I need about 9 or 10 more leftover sets for that. Do bear in mind I have 10 teams sort of in theory, and one of them needs about 5 leftovers, so yeah. I have a full set, but not for 10 teams. So I may try and actually do that, because I don't really have a whole lot else to do right now. But yeah, I hope to be getting some battles in soon with stuff. Check out my Twitter at GamerCow. If I do wish to get any games going, then I will probably be getting them from there. To start with though, I'm most likely going to be trying to get some of my closer friends to play, so that I have something to sort of work on and then go, hey, we're doing these, let's go from there, let's get some more battles in, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed, hopefully I'll be able to get some of these up soon, and until then, I shall bid you adieu.